but 5 is a high number. I wouldn't do it for 2. Okay. Projection from the wharf. We need to save here. And also, I want to check on the items here. We had accessories. So we have to hit critical chance. Heretical. Single attacks with bolter automatically hits the target. Put that on her, I guess. What's this? Sinister Diary grants bonus to lure to warp, which is our warp person. She's not even with us. Persuasion. Who's our persuasion guy? Here we go, persuasion on you. Where were we? Med kit. Could use that on him, actually. Lore of the Imperium. So that's actually good. I got lore on this guy. Run and gun. Whenever the wearer kills 2 or more enemies with a single attack, the attack does not spend all the wearer's movement points. Momentum, dodge, movement points. I think that's best for him, the melee character. Alright, so we're done with that. Another save. Let's go to projection from the warp. When the rogue trader ship nears the unidentified celestial body, the machine spirit on every deck, from the captain's bridge to the cargo holds, become frantic. The engines are refusing to cooperate, sending the void ship hurling towards the epicenter of the anomaly like an arrow towards a target. You awake after unsettled sleep to find yourself lying on stiff cardboard mat. You are overcome with a strange sense of wrongness. The place is dark and reeks of body odor. Somebody elbows you under the ribs and grabs you by the collar, spitting abuse. It is an enforcer patrolling the void ship, and she is clearly displeased. Push the woman in the face and run away. Order the woman to let go. lest she incur the wrath of the rogue trader. The enforcer barks out a gruff laugh, then spits you in the face. A scrubman even open his mouth is beyond the pale, let alone claiming to be the rogue trader. Druledge has lost their tongues for less. To drive home her point, the woman brandishes her hefty knife and tosses you into a corner where similarly ragged people are scrubbing the deck. According to the sign on the bulkhead, it's the Bay Theta 54. What the hell is happening? Intelligence. Start climbing to the middle decks using an old map on the wall as your guide. Find a service call messenger to inform the bridge of your whereabouts. Talk to the locals to learn about everyday life on the lower decks. Rob a guard post and contact Vigidis using a stolen box. You have been studying the enforcers for several cycles now, observing shift changes, strips of the mess, games of regicide, and the aftermath of boozing sessions. On the fourth day, during shift change, you sneak into their small room and find a voxcaster that someone left behind. Upon hearing your voice, the voxmaster gives prize to the Emperor of Humanity. Vigilidis explains that you were trapped in an anomaly that made people on the ship inexplicably trade places. A rescue squad was dispatched at once to search for Lord Captain, but you beat them to it and contacted Vigidis yourself. You had to wait several more ship cycles for the escort guards to make its way from the uppermost decks to the very bottom. Informed about a high-ranking guest in their midst, the overseers of Bay Theta 54 tried to brighten your stay with passable food, a soft bed, and even warm water, a privilege not accorded to locals. Eventually, you see the familiar faces of escort officers who have come to retrieve you. Punish the enforcer who dared to mistake you for a serf. Veils of despair drown out the din of the lower decks as metal club crushes its victim's skull and bones. Dark splatter of blood mark the bulkheads, deck pipes and ducts. The very ones you were made to scrub not long ago, his work's done. The officer salutes you and bids you follow him to the upper decks. Home. You turn around to take a last look and notice the tattered denizens, armed with brooms and rags, industriously cleaning up the enforcer's gory remains and praying to the God Emperor for mercy. The Voxmaster gives praise to the Emperor of Humanity as you make your entrance onto the Captain Bridge. Vigdis explains that you were trapped in an anomaly that made the people on the ship inexplicably trade places. A rescue squad was immediately dispatched to search for the rogue trader, but finding you took quite some time, a bit of time. All's well that ends well. The Lord Captain is at the helm again. Continue his journey through the Corona's expanse. Long live Svint von Valancius. So it was just an interaction. That was weird. Okay. Ancient bunker. So they did clear the debris. That's why I want to revisit it.
Watches over us.
Wrong room. It was over here.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Oh, so we couldn't explore anymore. I was hoping we could do more here, but we've done everything. Alright, so we're done there. Save. Explore. Let's see. I wonder what happened if you go to the Imperium. Within rumor of proximity, dumped cargo. Lord Captain, I keep receiving reports about malfunctions among the various ship systems. This time we are dealing with inexplicable temperature fluctuations. Thermal control failures were observed not only in individual compartments but even in the soldiers' protective equipment. Several crew members have suffered from burns and frostbite. The tech priests are performing the rites on the machine spirit pacification and remain convinced that the issues were caused by the spirit's obstinacy and defiance. Their report claimed the incident remained well within the scope of expected performance parameters over the last few days. Complaints about malfunctioning thermal controls have dwindled, but the crew members have started whispering that our vessel is haunted. The tech priest assurance that only the machine spirit tempers are to blame. The tech priest assurances that only the machine spirit's tempers are to blame, are doing nothing to dissuade these ridiculous rumors. That night, the Lord Captain and some of his crew were awakened by beautiful music. The sound seemed so careless, their very minds, until they realized that the source was their own bodies, while their teeth were shattering out a staccato. Their tendons were being plucked like strings by unseen hands, and invisible breath flowed through their bones, turning them into mournful flutes. The illusion ended, but for a long time afterwards, every movement made their hearts shudder in fear. Was the orchestra about to strike up once more? The Immaterium releases us from its grip. It's time. Okay, warp travel seems like a horrible situation. pirates. Okay. Drifting cargo. Let's check the planets first. Nothing. That's a lot. Let's take it. What's this? Long-ranged broadside plasma macro cannons. 3 shots. Dealing 33 damage. That's quite powerful. We want to equip that. So we had 14, 21. So let's take this one. This was the 33. So 21 and 33. I think they will be equally powerful. There's 1 shot less, so... Provisions. This cold, windy planet is covered by a raging sea of mustard grey grass. So tall, it reaches an average human's waist. The monotony of the endless steppe is occasionally broken by chains of murky green lakes. But the Augur crew spots a far more interesting anomaly. A scar running several dozen kilometers deep, splitting the world's equator in two. After 2 exploration watches, the crew intercepts a faint signal coming from one of the labor settlements in Deep Chasm. Due to the unstable connections, the foreman mistakes your vessel for a winter-scale ship. One was due to arrive 9 cycles ago. The foreman grimly reports over the weak channel that the adamantine ore deposit on the world are nearly depleted, and the planet will be fully mined out in less than a decade. With some difficulty, he picks up enough words to understand that the ship in orbit belongs to another rogue trader house, then awkwardly apologizes and falls silent. At some point the connection cuts off completely and you leave the foreman and his prospectors to wait for their real master. We do have provisions though. 5 is a lot, let's take it. You sight a ship hovering over a void station. The vessel bears no identification marks, but the landing craft swarming the station below makes the situation clear. Pirates have sieged an Imperial outpost. The augurs detect that the pirate's ship is warming up its engines and quickly reloading its cannons. It is preparing for battle. Attack first. We're dealing with the pirates.
Finally, some real action.
Alright. So let's see here. Oh, just out of reach. That's typical.
Send our enemies to the void. Let the macro cannon dig their shit. deadly litany.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
We have a destination to reach. Unleash the power of our lance batteries.
Not a lot of shields there. Starbreaker lance.
Bring doom to our enemies.
Okay, let's see here. We have torpedo control, 5 movement points. Not enough. Sad day. Okay, let's see here. We got this one. Let's destroy that guy.
Unleash the power of our lance batteries. Deliver their demise. Helmsman, navigate us to the designated coordinates. Show them the fury of our macro cannons.
Okay, let's see.
Bring doom to our enemies. Lock on and launch.
Oh, he's running away. Let's see here.
Unleash the power of our lance batteries. Bring doom to our enemies.
Yeah, they need to turn around. Okay, let's see if we can catch up with this guy.
Set course with all haste.
Yes, we can. Goodbye.
Unleash the power of our lance batteries.
Oh, he survived. Out of reach. Oh, that's typical. Keep going forward.
They pale before our mastery of the void.
This one was worse. The thing is, I got this better. We can always sell it though. We only got 2 damage. That's like let's upgrade the hull. Features. No. Reload all macro cannons that were... Oh dear. Allow use both abilities of one selected post for 1 turn. If one or both abilities are on cooldown, their cooldown... The flagship next shot gains 2 extra range. The flagship makes a shallow warp jump in a forward direction, range 5 cells. That can be good to close the distance. Shield balls. Overload the enemy shields, restricting them with the weakest side of the facing the flagship. Strafe. Flagship fires up its maneuvering thrusters and slides a short distance to one side. Vulnerability scan. Warp wave. Flow of the materium causes an enemy ship to immediately turn 45 or 90 degrees depending on the ship's maneuverability. If the enemy ship has suffered hull damage, this abrupt turn additionally deals damage equal to 15 to 20% of the ship missing hull. Okay. Flagship augurs scan an enemy ship for highlights in its weak spots. All damage dealt to a weak spot is increased by 30%. Only 1 weak point can be highlighted at a time. Let's do the vulnerability scan. Two extra range can also be good. There we go. Alright, so let's visit this station. Plundered Void Station. We made an autosave, that's good.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars. I will cast you into eternal darkness. I will take you down.
This is a battle to... Holy crap. Okay, this is the fuel. Let's deal with these guys first. So let's just put her here. Alabard needs to take the front here. She can sit over there.